You change. The sparkle in your eye is gone. No need to tell you that we're through. You've broken my heart. You've changed. You forgot. I ain't gonna stop singing till you come on. Hey, Prima Wanda. You've forgotten my word. Had to get them on. Hi, Prima Wanda. Shell Whitfield. How are you guys? Well, I thought I'd come on today and talk about a situation that I see on YouTube and how things are changing constantly. Now, we know technology changes very quickly, and some things we weren't doing last year, we're doing this year. But I think we might have got hit in a snag here, because a lot of the personalities you used to watch them. You like to hear, you like that person. That's what YouTube is. They're personalities, right? They're just ordinary people, everyday people, and they have an online YouTube personality. Well, lately it seems like people are using avatars. They don't even bother to come on anymore. Now, we only came on to see because we could see you. The reason why why radio has died significantly is because of the advent of television, right? Where you can see and hear at the same time. Now it's getting to be where everybody's on an avatar. Nobody even bothers to come on. I'm not saying everybody, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people. And when they come on, they're using this StreamYard thing. So we're not even getting your personality anymore. We're just getting a lot of people yelling and screaming at each other. So I know things change. Things change. I mean, I try to change a little bit, but people always say, "Oh, you could get a fancy this and you can get a fancy that." I said, "No, I just want to sit down here and talk for a minute, honey, and get it over with, right?" Anyway, what we're gonna take first. First of all, the situation with the StreamYards. Now, I got to tell you, people, I'm just being honest now. I'm not singling anyone out, and I think StreamYard, they've got a great, what do you call those things? App? Is that considered an app? They've done great. They came up with something great, and it's gotten real popular during this coronavirus, right? Because people are at home, they can use them. But I think this StreamYard thing on YouTube has gotten way out of hand. I mean, I know that you all know that the screaming and yelling, that is just, I mean, it's a waste of time. You can't hear what anyone is saying. So I have a suggestion for you, a StreamYard, if you're listening to this. Make it where people cannot take themselves off of, what about when they go off, what is it called? You can't go back going by yourself. If your moderator mutes you or your channel, give that power to the moderator. Don't give it to every single person, because what happens is everyone unmutes themselves and you just got screaming matches. Maybe some people find that fun or something, but recently I've seen people who really have had long ongoing beefs that I'm sure a lot of people would like to have some resolution to, or at least to hear the sides. But if we can't even make it 30 to 40 seconds without unmuting ourselves back on, nothing at all is accomplished. I think you people ought to limit how many people you have on there. If people are not involved in the direct conversation, they shouldn't be on there, because it just causes more confusion, right? People say, "Wow, you just jealous." Yeah. What am I jealous of, honey? I'm just trying to give you some helpful advice. That's why I don't StreamYard. I don't have the patience. But I think a person has to take, if they're a moderator, they have to take on the role more like an interviewer. Like we have to take the example of news people. They do this every day. Even long years before the coronavirus came, they would still have like 4 and 5 people sometimes on the camera. But those people are professionals, so they know they can't just jump in on top of each other. When the season gets heated, the political season gets heated, I remember Anderson Cooper had to constantly tell people to stop. Okay, I can't hear anything. You can't talk at the same time. And his situation was minor. But if you can mute the people and just ask them questions and then allow them to talk by you maintaining the power, I think it'll go a lot smoother, right? I would love to see people on the StreamYard where they got 2 or 3 people or 2 people who have a problem and the moderator would actually moderate as opposed to this free for all. I think we lost our way, children. Whatever. I do like to go on them. It's fun to go on them, but you have to get there right at the beginning, or by the time you get on, it's gonna be 4 or 5 other people, and you're fortunate if you get to say anything. And if you do say something, you feel like you have to scream so anybody to hear you, right? Or to get your point across. And how are you gonna do that with 6 different people? Hey, people. Good morning. Good morning, heartache. Y'all ain't know heartaches. I learned what entanglements means. You learn what entanglements means in the chat on the panel. I was just thinking about you. Thank you, Shay Shitfield. If you're talking to me. Hi, Natasha Malam. Hey, everybody. Hello. We're losing transparency. Well, I mean, a YouTuber is a personality. How are you a personality if all I'm doing is looking at a little ball just goes like this? I mean, how long am I supposed to sit there and look at a ball just bouncing for words? I'm not even looking at a person. And then I got other balls, they bounce, and everybody else's balls, and the human element is gone. Well, the human element is what makes YouTube. Otherwise, you might as well be on the radio. But it's hard to sit and concentrate on something when all you're seeing is this little ball just going. It's crazy to me. I said, people don't you want to engage with people anymore? So that's the separate thing. The avatar. The avatar. People have various reasons for wanting to use avatars, but it used to be that the subscribers many times would use avatars. People in the chat use avatars, but never has it been so many people are using avatars as content creators. And I'm trying to say, well, what are you really giving to people? If we're hearing all these other voices and we're seeing just a picture of you and pictures of them, what are you really bringing to why am I watching you, honey? Right? So this is what I'm saying. I'm not complaining, not bitching, anything like that, but it is, I think many times it's a missed opportunity. Like the one, what's the girl's name? They had the big one a few days ago when they had Tracy and they had Five Monster, and they had James Cole, had all those people on there, all these heavy hitters and all these beats we've been listening to forever. But it was just a bunch of yelling and screaming. They couldn't hold it together for a minute. I think the person who is the moderator should be able to mute you, and you will stay mute until they unmute you. StreamYard needs to take away that. I mean, maybe not with everybody, but certainly with this sector, they need to take away the ability to unmute yourself. Is my opinion. I think that's the biggest mistake they have on there. If you're going to say that the moderator can mute you, so then what are you saying? You're depending on all these other people then to resist unmuting themselves? Why are you giving them that power to unmute themselves? If they've been muted, they should be muted, in my opinion. Because I was actually curious about what the people are saying. Now we got all the way back into all this stuff with the police and all the firemen and all the FBI and all this stuff, instead of having a conversation, right? I mean, maybe you got something you like that, all the confusion. But I think we could do a whole lot better. I like to participate in them. They're fun. But you got to get on there right in the beginning, because it's going to be 8 time you sign in. It's going to be 8 people on there already. And I just miss the personalities. I don't really feel this avatar thing. At least I don't feel it for content creators. I mean, you're supposed to be. When we watch the CNN News, Anderson Cooper, Don Lemon, when we watched them as they were avatar, and people just came on willy-nilly and start screaming, I know they're professionals, but it's still the same principle. It's not engaging. StreamYard is just the studio platform, as far as I know. I use it to have discussions. Yeah, if it's a real discussion. And it shouldn't be your whole show. Because in a way, it's just kind of lazy, because you just click on the StreamYard and you let these people go back and holler and scream and stuff, and you just sit back and you collect the money. Because it's still counted as your channel, right? So I think it's kind of lazy. I think you should, if you want to talk to somebody, interview them, and then unmute them and let them talk. And you got somebody who has got a dispute with them, then mute them and let them. Get yourself a little timer. It costs about $3. Put a little timer there like on your stove. You got 3 minutes. Make your case. Okay, you want a rebuttal? You got 3 minutes. That's what you got to do, people, or it's a mess. This is only an opinion, but an opinion I've had for quite some time now. That's why I don't do a lot of those. Sometimes I'm just dying to get on there because there's somebody on there I would like to talk to. But I think I would do better to talk to that person or to want him and another person, 2 people. I don't get why people just come there and just sit on there and just everyone's blip, which confuses the subject. And the people who have debate, when they come in, they have a debate. And when they leave, they got just as much debate. Ain't nothing been resolved at all. Stop complaining about other people, bitch. Just don't watch. Well, I think that's what I'm fearing for you guys. The people will stop watching. If all they're going to hear is Avatar and screaming, unintelligible screaming, then I don't think they are going to watch. I don't think it's very entertaining. I mean, when you watching the screen, there's got to be something on the screen, or what's the point of the screen? You know what I'm saying? So we've lost a lot of these personalities. Baby, what's going on? You see your daddy talking? Will you stop, please? Don't give me the look. What do you guys think? You guys think that we need to make some adjustments with this StreamYard? It's relatively new, where people have been using it, but I think it should be more moderated. And I do strongly believe that they need to get rid of that option that you can unmute yourself. Why should the person be able to mute you if you can just unmute yourself? I did one and got a heated argument, but I didn't know anything about the unmute, right? This is my first one I did. And these people were hollering and screaming at me, and I was trying to all this kind of shit. And they're just screaming all this stuff at me. I'm saying, the moderator, why don't you stop these people hollering at me? I didn't realize they had unmuted their channel. It wasn't the moderator who had unmuted them. They unmute themselves to cuss you out. So why do you need 6 people? Can't you do it with 3 people? 2 people? Why don't you just have a conversation with 2 people? Those are great. But I mean, just because you have something at your disposal, don't mean you have to use every single goddamn thing that they have. Because they have avatar, I mean, you got to use an avatar. We want to see you. We sign on here to see your personality. We find you entertaining, not the little bouncy ball. Just an opinion, people. People can't do a show by themselves without. Rico says people can't do a show by themselves without StreamYard. Okay, without StreamYard now, which is a good point. People get lazy. You're getting lazy, honey. It used to be when people would come on there and they would hear your opinion. That's what they wanted to hear. They found it entertaining. They found you amusing. But now you just click on the damn button and they all just start talking to each other. I think that's just lazy. You know, you got Avatar. I don't want to be on the camera. Well, if you coming on Avatar, the moderator, then obviously all the rest of them coming on Avatar. Nobody even bothers to show their face anymore. So what's the point of YouTube then? Who's going to sit up there for 2 hours looking at a ball go like this? It's crazy, people. Just because they come up with a new idea, you know, in technology, they're constantly coming up with new stuff, right? You find out what works for you, what doesn't. You don't have to use everything. Some of you jewelry people, you know, when you go out on the town, y'all seen them. They got to put on every piece of jewelry they own every time they go out. Girl, just pick out a nice necklace and a ring or something, or some earrings. You don't got to put on everything you own, honey. And I believe you don't have to put up use all this technology, whatever they come up with. You're right, Rico. It's lazy. Hey, Nikki, Mr. Sudi. Extremely ignorant. Well, finally, someone agrees, or someone will speak up. There we are. And I mean, it could be great. But people, we can't be so raggedy or something like that. So when I look at the news, I make the comparison to the news constantly because that's essentially what you're doing. You have an interview with 5 or 6 people at a time. They have always done that. But I've noticed that never do I hear them talking over each other. If one person is talking, they let that person talk. But it's not the same because they're not arguing. They don't have a beef with each other, right? But if don't take it as an insult, just say, here's the rules of how I run my station. When you're unmuted when it's your turn to talk. So if we don't seem to have the ability to talk, and control ourselves, and I understand how it is. If somebody over there talking shit about you and you're sitting right there, of course you're going to talk shit about them. I understand it. But if I can't do anything about it, I will sit my ass down and wait my turn. So everybody gets a turn to hear what you have to say. And if people have got nothing to do with it, just don't have them on, honey. Don't have people just come on just to how my day was, how my children thing was, whatever. It is annoying. I'll say that. Screaming like goats. Oh my goodness, a lot of talking here. Okay. People have no personality to hold the show on their own. Right, that's the challenge. But you had initially the ability to hold a show on your own. This thing is new. People have just drifted off into this thing. But at first, everyone they were having their own shows, right? Before they had any StreamYard, before they had any avatars, they would just come on and they would just talk. And that's how they would build the channel. Now the channel is built, and then you want to rely on some avatar. I mean, that is so boring to look at, honey. I might as well be listening to the radio. I know they're going to get mad at me. Oh, Valerie, he wants another dog to play with. I'm his dog. I'm his Ace Boon Coon. What's up, dog? He was running around under my leg, rubbing his back under my legs, right? So I guess he wanted to be rubbed. That boy gets a lot of attention, though. That dog gets a lot of attention, honey. Sometimes your fingers hurt. Okay, baby, could you stop? You'll lay I want some more scratch. You don't know what it's like under all his hair, Daddy. Yeah, the hollering makes you turn off, and then you really don't even know what the hell the people are talking about. You got so many opinions coming in. I just rather see one person, one camera, myself. I think it goes fine when you have two people. A split screen, an interview type atmosphere. That's fine. But just to open it up, free for all, doesn't work. It's just an opinion. But I think we should speak our opinions, Blatant truth. And it's the same people jumping on and sitting there for hours talking about whoever they hate. Right. Well, hopefully these people who are jumping on all the time, who become regulars, those regulars will then eventually get enough confidence where they start their own channel. A lot of times people don't have a channel, so they can go on, they can participate, and they can jump right in where the other person is, right? But if you're confident enough, then you'll have your own show. Everybody does. Okay, I hear you, Carrie. Everybody doesn't want their identity on YouTube, right? Well, I can see that. Most of these all down the line, they're all avatars, but they're not content creators, though. They're not content creators, honey. It's different. It's different. You're going to come on here and say you have a show, but yet you always see the little ball bouncing and other people talking. So, Carrie, I'm not mad at y'all at all. You can have avatar. The way these people carry on over here is very easy to see why people want avatars. But these are known celebrities, YouTube celebrities. Or, whatever in our little minds we consider celebrity. Then they disappear behind avatars. How does it make sense? Yeah, people on the line, considering these people calling FBI and the police and the fire department, calling all these goddamn people, calling your job, calling your rope, finding out where you work and all this kind of stuff. Of course you. I don't see any problem at all having an avatar. But if this is going to be a show where you want to be entertaining to people, I think you need to do a little better than just an avatar. It's just an opinion, people. It ain't nothing you got to take home or get mad about it. Take personally. If you use avatar, if it works for you, it's fine. Everybody on here is behind the avatar, which is fine to me. see where these people go after children and all this kind of stuff. And then a lot of time your kids, they're online too. They're not supposed to be on adults, but they listen in and all this kind of stuff. You got people on your job knowing what you're talking about online and all this kind of stuff. There are many, many reasons for avatars work. We're not saying that. I'm not saying it. I don't about that. Wait a minute. Let me see where I can understand Fedora. I guess you're saying I don't know about that. I see over talking all the time when Trump's folks get on camera. Not like on here, honey. Not like on here. Yeah, they over talk on when the political season heats up. They're gonna really be over talking each other, but they don't do it like us. It's not just get on there and just start screaming, cussing, screaming, hollering. If you want to insult somebody, we want to hear the insult. I don't want to just hear and beep, 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 and that's all you hear. That ain't reading. Maybe we don't have to go on there as a confrontation. Maybe you should have more of an interview type style, right? I'm the moderator. I want to interview. I want to talk to you and ask you questions. And you have a beef with somebody, I'm going to ask you about it. Why do you have a beef with this person? And then the other person, you mute it, and the other person, they can get their turn, and they can talk. And do it like that and put the work in. That's what I'm saying. But to come on here just hollering and screaming, it doesn't make any sense, honey. You can't understand it. I mean, you're listening. You want to hear. I mean, I'm sure some good punches were thrown, but nobody heard them. Whether we see the video or the avatar mess is still mess. I feel like it's gotten so bad, it's not even entertaining anymore. Yeah, at least let us at least hear you. When you're at home in your own house on your own screen, then you can say whatever you want to say. That's not what these beefs are. Say what you want to say, but we can hear you at least. We don't have the other person just screaming and yelling over the top of you and you screaming and yelling back there, because it always just turns into a bunch of bees and, you know, it's just a bunch of name calling at that point. But we don't even get to hear what the name calling is about. Plus, we don't even see the people, so there's no engagement. We don't know how to debate, right? But I think that's a good idea as far as not allowing people to unmute. That should be gone. It should be an option where you can have, oh God, here we go. I don't know about having hair, people. I really don't. I think hair's in my eyes and my glasses. Where the hell is it at? Anyway, it ain't like I got long locks. Plus, I'm seeing people. I mean, I want to see you. It's very boring sitting there looking at an avatar. None of this applies to subscribers or people in these chats. That's a totally different thing, right? Hey, Shay Whitfield. Chocolate London. Hello, Chocolate London. Do you live in London, Chocolate? What's that guy who has that book? He has a series of books. Carl Weber. He names all of his characters London, Paris, Vegas. Let me see. Okay. Surfing. I know it's a pain in the ass. You got to put your makeup on. You got to clean your house up, make it look so nasty and all this stuff. It's a pain, but we've always done it, right? I mean, you ain't got to dress up like you going out to the movies or anything. You just fix yourself up and go sit down for a minute. It's not like we're on here for hours and hours and hours. Or at least we shouldn't be. But we wanted to see you people. Even when they do the panels, why can't we see the people? It would make it much more interesting to watch. Rico's on it. He must have some issues too. He says, go to Blog Talk Radio for MoFace. I'm just saying. Right. He's saying there are other places where you can do that. You want to just have a blog. I mean, vlogs have kind of taken over the blogs, right? But there's tons of people who make their living with blogs, just writing. You don't see their face either. They just write. You just read. But I see a definite change here. And the beefs are not as interesting when we don't hear you just saying what the problem is or talking. So you have your whole thoughts out instead of competing with all these other voices. Jimmy T. Tree. Don't get mad if the troll looks better than you. He's talking to Rico, the troll. Rico looked very handsome. He ain't worried about no trolls. A lot of people are insecure is why they use avatars as well. They think they don't look good enough to be on screen. But it's just bullshit, honey. This is what YouTube is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a person, human being, communicating with audio and video. Why did my camera go? Oh, I guess I got this chair and the chair rocks, right? So as I'm rocking, the thing on the camera is readjusting. Go on with the conversation, Timothy. Okay, I'm sorry. These streets are evil. I see we're back to I guess the big thing on here has been I'm telling you honestly, I can barely follow it. This thing is going on now with that woman in Chicago and all about this thing about these children. Listen, people, pay attention. If that woman, anybody, if they keep throwing up their daughter, every conversation, their daughter, oh, you trying to abuse my daughter. Everything is my daughter, my daughter, my daughter. It's like holding your baby up in front of the bullets. My daughter, my daughter, my daughter. You're hiding behind the child, honey. What's the child got to do with this? Stop talking about your daughter. We don't care. They even have a new thing now. We have to say specifically before we make a video, is this for children? And you have to tell them if it's for children. Because if you're going to go on with my children, they're going to say, this is geared for children then. They make us sign before or click on before. This is not intended for children, which means this is an adult conversation. You don't got to be dragging your daughter on here and always making that the topic of conversation. And then, of course, nobody can say anything about her, but you want to keep using her to throw up in other people's face over and over and over and over and over again until eventually, naturally, somebody's going to say something about that thing that you're holding up. You can only hold it up so long, lady. I would never dream of doing a person in my family like that. It's like dragging your mama off her wheelchair. Come here, mama. Look at her. Yeah, get her, mama. Get her. Look at her. Here she is. It's got nothing to do with her. I wish she would stop that. That's why we always talk about all these police and everybody sign with one, sign with a, oh, you got to do. All we talk about is children. For what? You can't make me not talk about. I'm going to tell about my kid. Girl, you're a grown-ass woman. You're talking to grown-ass people. You cannot have an adult conversation without bringing your children into it. If you love your children, leave them out of this mess. This is messy, girl. Ain't no way in hell that little girl is sitting back here in that back room and don't hear what's going on. They hear it every single day for hours and hours and hours. Let me not get involved with that thing. Oh, see, this pisses me off. Every damn video. Come on. What the hell is there to say? Tasteless idiots. Anyway. I wouldn't dream of using my family like that. I just wouldn't want them involved in no bullshit like this. The things that people say on here, there's no way I wouldn't even want them in. I wouldn't even want their name brought into YouTube, this sector especially. No way, honey. No way. That's how you should be offended. But oh no, she's holding her up. Look. Oh, she tells me about my daughter. What'd you say? You said something about my daughter? Girl, you've been holding her up for 6 months, a year and a half. You see all these other women holding their children up as shields. And then you can't say nothing, of course, about the child. The thing is being held right up in your face. You can't say nothing about it. It's ridiculous. I'm going to call the FBI because you said something about my daughter. Girl, the FBI is concerned on what you do, not what you say. That's terrible. I was watching something a long time ago. What's that girl that is it D Irving? That girl D, D-E-E. I think it's Deanna Irving. She was talking about that girl. They having some kind of little beef or whatever. And only one thing stuck to me. She said she's the kind of woman that at some point she's going to be competing with her daughter. That stuck to me somehow. I said, I think you're exactly right. I think at some point she's going to be competing with her daughter. It's that kind of personality. Get help, woman. Okay, Lily's messy. I understand you don't like her, but that's no excuse. No, what? Okay, let's talk about this for a minute. Leanne's. I don't care if your message is up there or not. It's got nothing to do with the fact I don't like her. Why would a grown woman be mixing her children up into this mess? Do you know how bad Five Babe's mouth is? Her mouth is like 12 times nastier and messier than mine is. I know mine can be messy. This child is exposed to that every single day. They live in a one-bedroom apartment. She is constantly coming up here and always wants to put this person up to block the blows. Oh, look at here, my daughter. She's using her. It's unconscionable. I don't know anybody does that to their children. People say, even celebrities, no, don't. They'll put a blanket over their face. Don't take pictures of my children. They have their own life to live. All this stuff is absorbed in their little apartment, honey. There's no way in hell that girls don't hear all this nasty thing this woman says every single day. Right? And then she drags her up in front of the camera just to keep rubbing in. You can't say nothing. I can say whatever I want to say, but you say something, I'm gonna say you say, oh, he said something about my daughter, girl. And then she accuses all these gay people of wanting to have sex with her daughter. Well, what kind of sense does that make? They're not gay then if they want to have sex with your daughter, fool. I would not like that to be not I would, if I ever had a baby, I would not like that to be the mother of my baby. I wouldn't trust her to be left in the house with somebody like that. She doesn't realize the harm she causes with her mouth. And we don't know how abusive that woman is. Go in the room, go in there and turn the TV up. Right. Did you check to see if the TV was up? Can you hear in there? It's one room, honey. You think you're gonna sit up here and listen to you fry and die people every single goddamn day, and she's not gonna take any interest in it at all? And these people are sending her gifts. Of course, it's gonna take an interest in it. She's gonna be in school acting just like her mama. It's terrible. It's horrible. You love your child, protect them. Protecting them is not going here and starting fights with them. Hi, Alfreda Gross. Nicole Brown still does not justify. Yes, it's still Nicole Brown. It still does not justify threatening to put a child on a porn site. You are correct. You are correct. It's what happens when you keep putting the person up. I don't think you guys understand. You keep putting this person up. You keep using this child, my child. How long do you think it's going to be for somebody's going to come for the child? You putting the person up. You're putting them up there. She wouldn't even know anything about your daughter. Don't you guys got daughters? I assume that most of you women on here have got daughters, whether they're grown or are they babies. Do we don't see nobody else putting their daughter up there? Oh, my daughter. Oh, they're trying to get my daughter. Or they think about, and then you're amazed when the girl comes back after her. When people start talking fast and reading and really getting vicious and nasty, you think that ain't gonna get used? It doesn't surprise me, honey. Eventually they're gonna say, fuck, F your that. It's gonna happen. if you putting your grandmama up there. If you put your grandmama up there and put her up there and put her up there and using your grandmama to all, you can't say nothing because that's my grandmama. Oh, she's an old lady, all that kind of stuff. Eventually somebody gonna say, F your. That's where it goes. And it builds from there. So they're both wrong. They're both wrong. And that woman, keep pushing people. You're gonna see unbelievable. A lot of people have not seen evil, have not seen real evil. Keep pushing and pushing and pushing people. You don't know what you're gonna get. Why would you want to bring your flesh and blood into that? You're responsible for this person to have a normal life. Oh, I beat the woman up in the elevator because she pushed my daughter. Oh, like Colwell says, part of the act is wrong. You can't just argue with people. Or use somebody you can't fight back. All the conversations she starts about her daughter, nobody can say anything about the daughter. But you keep pushing it in their face. Push it, my face, my daughter. That's bullshit. It's immature and it's bullshit. Y'all done got me sweat. How did I get on this damn one? Oh, Lord have mercy. See what I mean by control? I done slipped off with some bullshit. Anyway. I'm not responsible for Tracy. They used to always come to me, but Tracy said, leave the damn woman alone then. If you don't want her to say nothing, girl, cancel the beef. Just leave it alone. Because you know all these women are going to side with somebody talking about somebody's daughter. So she slipped and said something when they were arguing. It's going to happen. Argue long enough, people. Argue with somebody long enough and see what comes out of your mouth. It's going to come. Her mom walking around half dressed and shit. Ugh, disgusting ass. Thank you, Shell. Had them in mask, right? My kids have got nothing to do with this. She can't hardly make a video without talking about referencing her daughter. How did that get to be the topic of conversation? Where you got 30, 40,000 people on this YouTube thing watching this stuff? How come nobody else seems to be obsessed with always presenting their daughter? I got to talk about my daughter. Oh, they said this about my daughter. Oh, they're all purpose about my daughter. Oh, they want my daughter. Oh, she said somebody going to come and get my daughter. You put it in her head. You put it there, honey. Ain't nobody talking about no damn pedophilia and shit till your black ass showed up. Let me calm my nerves. Calm your nerves. Calm your nerves. They get mad at you because I can't even say the B word. Lord have mercy. That's right. Didn't it? Ended. So, baby, don't knock the TV down, sweetheart. Just like I did with Wilson. That's it. I'm done. Done. Leave it alone. You said this person is able to say something about your daughter. He's talking about children. Well, why are you fucking with her at all? Oh, girl. Okay, Diva. It takes a small-minded person to talk about a child. Okay. So what is the point here? You know, this person may easily talk about children. She'll talk about your health status. She's going to fight you with daggers, honey. She's not the kind of person you need to be fighting with. So you leave it alone. It's like VS. You know, the first time she came out to me, I knew right from the very first time she went off on me, I said, this is somebody I will not engage with. This person doesn't play on the same playing field. But no, she wants to dive in and make it her content because she don't have no content. I think it's a disgraceful thing, the way she uses that child. It is disgraceful. Big ass mouth. Yes, that's why she does it. Surfing. You okay? What's your name now? Surfing. You guys don't let me be disrespectful to you guys. I feel terrible about Miles. If any of you guys know this guy Miles, they told me he's a 20-year-old kid. He just had a different video. And I went off and blocked him. Tell him to come back, please. Miles is his name. I think he's in Canada. But I didn't realize I was talking to a person. I mean, I just jumped off. We're just people, honey. Okay, what was that comment? There was a comment here I want to say. Surfing, okay. Surfing, tangents. Threatening to put someone's child on a porn site is enough to turn any mother. That is exactly the point, honey. That's why she uses it. She uses it. She wants people to turn away from Tracy. That's it. She knows, oh, that girl slipped and said something. She slipped and said it because you kept throwing it up in her face over and over and over and over again. And you put anybody up there talking about how wonderful they are, eventually they're going to fight back. They're going to snap back, honey. So she gets that. She screenshots that. All to try to check this, go after this girl who she don't like. Dirty. They play dirty. Now she's trying to get the girl's page shut down. What is the point? Couldn't you just turn the page out? Couldn't you just block the channel altogether? People wouldn't talk about that for more than a week, honey. I don't even hear Jay Wilson's name. I don't even hear his name no more. Used to be the only thing I talked about. It's gone. Make a decision. You love your daughter, then really love her. Yep, that's why she's doing it. That's why she chose that. Deborah Cobb, it keeps her relevant. Turn all the women against that girl over a statement she made. Are you people aware of how nasty Five Babe's mouth is? I mean, she is really a filthy person. Can't you guys go out there and just pull something out of what she said? Oh, she said something about HIV, like Five Babe gives a fuck about HIV. You're shit, honey. She wants to blow everything up to try to trace that girl's numbers and take her numbers and be on top. She'd be taking all that time that you spending on Tracy and take the time and go buy you some motherfucking furniture. Shit, they've been living there for 3 or 4 years. You still ain't got nothing but a couch in there. Jesus Christ. Take that cabinet, turn it cat a corner. Somebody got to tell you that? How much time are you spending on your own home? Don't get me going on that money because I still ain't seen it, honey. She come on here with one stupid story after another. She ain't said a damn thing about what she's going to do about giving them people back the money for an event that didn't take place. Why should I give them a refund? Because it was never your money, honey. It was paid for an event. It never belonged to you. You collected it under false pretenses. Maybe the pretenses were originally right, but to refuse to give them a refund, why do you deserve to have their money? Why? What did you do? It's so disgusting. I mean, it's just disgusting to me to be even talking about pedophilia, unless it's a real case, a serious case where somebody should be handled with the authorities. You don't just throw stuff like that around. What kind of person does that? Then they get all heated up. You got all this adult conversation going on, and eventually somebody done said something about it, something nasty about the child. That's how you love your children? Are they just props? Just to get them, they all turn on her. They all turn. Can you believe what she said? Can we believe what comes out of your mouth? Can we believe the way you talk to me? Yeah, I don't know how I got out of this. Let me get out of it, Al. I tried to keep my mouth shut and hope this wouldn't come up because, but this stuff, this stuff, they make it all public. It's all public, so we can talk about it, honey. Then they all the time they want to call the police and the FBI and CIA and all these damn people. Why are you telling us about that? That's not our business. It's all content. Shalee Chain Divine. Okay, I trust my moderators, and they have to do what they think is right, honey. So far, I think they do a good job. So no, I don't ask them what they do. The only one I ever blocked was that boy. I feel I went back to my page. It doesn't show blocked on here, but yeah, I don't second guess them. So that's a waste of time to talk about that. Yep, she is a instigator. And I think that's it. This is your channel. We appreciate you conversation. All right, guys, we're fine. There's only so many people on this thing, so I mean, they put it all out here. It's all content, you know. How come ain't nobody in prison yet? Everybody calling the police every 2 weeks. They're calling the cops on somebody. FBI has been called, CIA, the Child Protective Custody, all this stuff that we have borne in this sector. Yet ain't been no arrests. Ain't nobody even been harassed, honey. They knock on your door. The child okay? Yeah. See you later. These cops are gonna get tired of you playing with them too. That's gonna happen as well. These police you're gonna call one too many goddamn times. They're gonna snatch you up from under them rollers, honey. You think this is a game? Is this a joke? Oh. They get over there, they start talking stuff about HIV. I mean, even though I like the person, I don't like that particular part of their personality. I don't watch it. Just don't watch it, honey. Just listen. This person don't talk in a way that I consider respectful. So I don't have to watch that person. Mr. Sudi, he was timed out. Okay, so he can come back if he wants to. He probably don't want to be bothered with me. After I did that, and somebody told me he was 20 years old, and then I looked and saw that he's the only person on there to super chat at me. I said, I'll be damned. This boy, he wasn't like starting a fight with me or anything, but I was like I am now. You know, you get hot. So some things are just for adults, you know. Time to get a break. We don't need to sanction. We need some who doesn't know how to give their opinion without being ignorant. Mm-hmm. You found her. Okay, William Waller said, I found her funny at first. I remember when that woman showed up on YouTube. This maybe, was it 2 years ago or a year and a half? There was a lot of people at that time trying to get monetized, right? And I made a video and said that Five Babe was in the lead. I predicted that she would be the one to be monetized first, right? So she got on, and she did good in the beginning. Then she started a little news thing, and the news thing was supposed to be about all this other stuff, all the other beefs and whatever. And she would come on and she would talk about the various beefs going on YouTube, right? That was her news station. But almost immediately, she started getting more and more biased. And so then it was just about her enemies. She would come on and talk about her enemies, and that's the news, right? And she would get viler and viler and viler. Then when they put the idea that she was going to be a movie star in the chat, the head just kept growing and growing and growing. I said, this bro really feel like she's somebody. Her numbers. She was accused many times of buying views and clicks and maybe buying a negative views for other people, likes and dislikes. She was accused of that. She was accused of buying numbers because a lot of her numbers seem to come from foreign countries, which is what happens when you buy viewers, whatever. I said, well, that's just, you know, a trick she chooses to use. But this is not a person with a lot of principle. Then it just became her enemies. All she did is talk shit about people. And if you dare even say anything about her, then she goes completely off. Tim Blaine! Nasty bitch. Let me go. The B just slipped out. The B just slipped out. I stopped the B word for you guys, honey. It ain't got nothing to do with that thing or the other girl. It had nothing to do with them. It has to do with you people. If people say something is offensive, you can at least take a look at it. See, can you live your life without it? I think I can. Yeah. Yeah, so Tracy and I got along because she liked me, I like her. I mean, I like to like everybody on it, really. All the content creators, I ain't no problem with any of them. This is the one that makes it so nasty. This girl. She's the one always trying to turn everybody against everybody. She's the one that attacks. She ain't trying to maintain no relationships. Anybody she talked to, you know, she gonna fall out with them whenever the contact runs low. Y'all saw that what she did with Wilson. Everything died out. Nobody arguing with me. Let me throw his ass under the bus and reveal film that I've been holding for such a time as this. Yeah, I can't. You guys can ask questions. I ain't gonna be. I'm not gonna snap at you. Get to this point because okay, L says yes, putting the child in danger. Putting the child in danger. Okay, now we're not talking about actions here. We're not. Nobody's child is showed up on any sex site. We're talking about threats that people make. That's what we're talking about right now. I should have even seen it to this point because I should have stopped watching a long time ago. Okay. I agree, Jacqueline. YouTube is supposed to be for entertainment. Now she's complaining about people talking about her child. How will we even know about her child? I mean, where did that come from? It's an obsession she has with pedophilia. Do people just talk about stuff like that casually? It's never been something. It's never been something used casually in my lifetime. I've never heard anybody holding their child up like this all the time. Holding their child up like this. You wanted to do to my daughter? What you gonna say about my daughter? Girl, are you crazy? You should be an adult. You should be developing that personality. When you go to television, do you see people holding their children up? They all got kids. They're damn near all straight people got kids. But you got something that she don't got, so you want to hold that against her. Girl, y'all see what kind of woman Teresa is? She's going to use anything. So back off. That's what I would say. I miss Steve. Tell me your darlings. I know I do. I miss so much. Go in and raise your child, honey. Don't be telling all the world. You know what I mean? Perverts and shit there are out here in this world, all on YouTube and everywhere else. Why are you even exposing her to any of that? You shouldn't even be in the conversation. You shouldn't. It's wrong. Apartment behind the throne, you something else. I should I repeat that. Phi is pimping a madam in a apartment brothel. Maybe she just wasn't raised. Maybe she doesn't even realize how to raise a child. Because apparently her mother had dubious past and whatever. Maybe no one taught her what was correct and incorrect, especially for a little girl. She shouldn't be even in sexual conversations, people. And she hears all the conversations. They're in a one-bedroom apartment. There's no way that Cal's not listening to her. She knows about all this stuff. She keeps talking about her child because she's always screaming it all out, right? She's aware of all that. That's not a conversation that a child should be exposed to, even. She didn't even know about these things. You're supposed to protect her. Or soliciting presents. What else happening? See my time wasting about talking about that thing. What is it, 56? Yep, I see Trump is still holding his ground. He's still holding his ground. He still ain't gonna put nobody put a mask on. Every single one of the states that people are supporting him and not wearing the mask, opening up in spite of everything. Every damn one of the numbers are through the roof. Oh, because we tested. Don't you want to know how many people have the coronavirus in this country, fool? We are in no better shape than we were in April. It's a damn shame. She's going overboard. But she says she's telling. I heard her. What was it? I'm just as guilty because I heard her. I had to listen in to hear something. When you got nothing else to listen to, she's telling all her supporters to report Tracy's channel. So she's trying to take her income away. She's telling them all, giving them instructions about how to report Tracy's channel. Try to get her channel taken down. How does she feel when she got her channel taken down? So now she does to do the same thing to somebody else. These are dangerous people. On a cold and gray Chicago morn, another little baby child is born in the ghetto. People, don't you understand? That girl needs a helping hand, or she's going to be an angry little woman one day. Listen, mister, can't you see? Are you too blind to see? And then one day in desperation, the young boy breaks away, finds a gun, steals a car, tries to run, but he don't get far. As he lay dying on a cold and gray Chicago morn, another little baby child is born in the ghetto. I don't know why I like to attach this song to that girl. It's a song about a boy in Chicago, about ghetto life. And his mama cried. All right, I'm getting silly. Sometimes you got to just say no to the easy money, honey. These people get in these beefs. It's easy. When I was beefing with that boy in San Antonio, I made 72 videos. That's how far I was into that shit. It was so easy at some point. But all money ain't good money, honey. Sometimes you got to let it go. Let it go. I'm buffering? Okay. I'm not buffering on this end. Who is that? It might be if your area, it could be in your area. Or it could be mass all over the place. Everybody's at home, so everybody's, running their mouth. And then people are so damn dumb. If you think you have to call somebody, they done lost their income, maybe they making $700-800 a week or whatever. You done took that away from them. They got to pay their bills. Do you think they're not going to retaliate against your ass? What is the chances that they're not going to retaliate against you after you've done these things to people and you've caused their channels to be taken and all this kind of stuff? They're coming right for your throat. You said the woman comes for my throat. And she says they are disgusting things. What's she going to say after you took her channel down? Just ignore it, forget about it? No one knew anything about that child. Not a damn thing about it. It's disgusting. If one of my sisters was doing something like that, honey, I had to call her and read them and check them. The hell are you doing? Of course, they're sane people. I don't think they would ever think about doing something like that. Mask is mandatory. Mask is mandatory. Where you at, Mr. Sudi? Are you in Canada? Or are you in Europe? We are getting used to the mask already. And majority of the European presidents are paying homage for the people who died because of this disease. Okay. I forget where you're at, Mr. Sudi. It was Canada or Europe, right? All right. Leland's, baby, people make mistakes. They make mistakes. They talk too much. We're talking all day, every day. They make mistakes. But when somebody takes that mistake and then draws it out to turn it into some big campaign, how many times are you going to mention that somebody said something? Go through Vibe and listen to her mouth. Get about a week's worth of that mouth. And you're going to find stuff. Right? She's creating this thing, this thing she can hide behind. This is my cause. My cause. Oh, we got to help the children. She's just like Anita Bryant. Anita Bryant was in the 70s. Oh, they're after our children. I said, what? Isn't gay the pursuit of men? It's men in pursuit of men. That's what it is. It's a disgusting person who will use their children that way. And I've seen it. I haven't said anything about it, but I've seen it from the beginning. Jacqueline says she keeps saying the child is in God's hands, so she is going to continue to exploit the child. This little girl is not supposed to be an adult content. Every time they make a video, they ask you, is this for children? If it's for children, if you want to talk about children, then check the box, honey, and go over there and talk about children. Because you know what? YouTube has got thousands of sites. So you can find channels where all they do is women and their children or couples with their children. You can have a great time with you and your child online. This is not the place for it. It just isn't. It doesn't fit. Yes, Tracy's got a bad mouth. So you keep pushing. She's going to say something that you ain't going to like. You already know that. So why the push? Oh, thank you, Shell. You're online. You're on the line there, Shell Whitfield. She's talking to Lillian. Are you more troubled by Tracy's words or the actions of the maniacs in this sector? Have you noticed these people are willing to ruin each other's lives and for views? You right about that. You damn right, honey. Take your life. What, do they want you to be homeless? Calling the police on people. Don't you watch the news? I mean, this whole country in uproar about how cops treat black people, and yet you're calling them for bullshit. All right, people. I hope I didn't ruin your Sunday. It was not my intention to come on and talking about that. But, talk about what's going on. Keep it real. Right? Okay, have a good week, guys. I'll talk to you in the week. Stay inside.